The last genre we must examine as meaningful for the period of Romanticism is that of the essay. As mentioned in the footnotes, and again, I really urge you to take time to read the footnotes to these notes. The Romantic period saw the creation of great magazines that were to flourish for many years. These magazines required essays, i.e., short prose copy, but of a nature superior to the sort of journalism having developed from the age of Pope. Not to mention, for the first time, the provision of expert copy, that is, essays from critics and academic specialists putting forward credentials, somehow authorizing their expression. Another sign of maturation and professionalization, you might say, of the world of letters. A number of writers have distinguished themselves in this genre. The greatest is Charles Lamb, a friend of Coleridge and a man with charm, exquisitely delicate humor, and an aptitude to force the reader to read between the lines. This is manifest with his Essays of Elia, 1823, where autobiographical memories punctuate gentle banter. With his sister, Mary, Lamb also wrote a timeless classic for children, summarizing the plays. That's Tales from Shakespeare, 1807. William Hazlitt, also a painter, was equally interested in the great Elizabethan playwright and the characters in his plays. Hazlitt's critical work is as abundant as it is vigorous. We owe him lectures on the English poets, lectures on the English comic writers, lectures on the dramatic literature of the age of Elizabeth, etc., etc., etc. To these must also be added essayist, journalist, and poet, and sort of politician Leigh Hunt. We have already mentioned him in relation with Keats. There's also Walter Savage Landor, a defiant classicist in the heart of the Romantic age, best known for his imaginary conversation. Last, Thomas de Quincey. We must conclude with him. He was, many things, including an opium addict, a polygraph, and a friend of the Lakists. His masterpiece is, of course, his Confessions of an English Opium Eater, 1822, famously translated into French by Charles Baudelaire, and that helped it to become an international classic. Yet he's also the author of many witty little essays like Murdered Considered as One of the Fine Arts, or Narratives, The Last Days of Immanuel Kant. Really worth reading, if only for the quality of the prose in itself. Finally, De Quincey published very interesting Recollections of the Lake Poets about his doings and relations and exchanges with Coleridge, Southey, and indeed Wordsworth. As usual, I'm ending with film and TV references. Romanticism has given rise to a great quantity of media productions. I'm afraid we find plenty of duds, turkeys, and awful distortions. Hence this rather respective selection, again, totally subjective. To understand the Regency times, I would strongly recommend Beau Brummel, This Charming Man, 2006. A very good adaptation of a Victorian novel by Thackeray, which we will mention in the next lecture, Vanity Fair. But this novel takes place in the days of the Regency, and frankly, there is an excellent adaptation directed by Mark Munden in 1998. As to the Romantic generation, there is a documentary by Peter Ackroyd called The Romantics. I think you can find it on YouTube, but frankly, it's a bit bloated, but okay. To understand the Romantic vision via Painter, I strongly recommend Mr. Turner by Mike Leigh, 2014. Great film. Individual poets, many productions about Lord Byron. I'm afraid the only one I find tolerable is this one. It's pretty good, actually. Byron, directed by Julian Farino, 2003. Jane Austen, oh well, of course. Plenty of films, including some really excellent ones. Sense and Sensibility, for instance, directed by Ang Lee, and of course plenty of TV adaptations. Same story with Frankenstein. Lots of adaptation. Of course, there are the James Whale films, the Hollywood films. They're remarkable, but they wildly stray from the books. From the book, sorry, there's only one. Maybe this one, TV series, The Frankenstein Chronicles. It's, of course, it deviates from the book as well, but it's probably close to the original intention. So, to summarize all of this, all the major poets, you should read selected poems. Coleridge, Wordsworth, Byron, Shelley, Keats, that is indispensable. Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, of course, and Jane Austen, well, some people are sheer fans and they want to buy and read every single... Well, I'd go for Emma, which I think, according to me, is the best one. Right, that's it.